Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brief little installment in Prop 2 of Indian Country Living. Uh, this morning, a little straggly crop. We don't spray, and we have a little bit of problems sometimes, but we get maybe less fruit, but the fruit we like. It's elderberries, in case you didn't recognize it. Uh, it's a very good uh, fruit, very good berry. We started these from clippings. This bush was a clipping not as long as that knife some years ago. I'm going to put that one back and hide it from the birds.
I'm just taking a picture or a big view of the elderberry bush.
Okay.
So we are both over 6 feet.
Yep.
And this bush, how tall would you say it is?
Oh, it's getting close to 9 feet up there on the top. It's a big old bush.
Okay. So
Oh,
what
look
are
at
we
that.
looking for?
Now these ones that are down further in, we generally get more. We don't want the green ones. We'll have to pick those out. But the birds love them too. Let me tell you, the birds love elderberries. I don't blame them. Um, they're very healthy. Tell us about the health benefits of elderberries.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to show, first of all, they flower. And it's a really pretty flower. None of this is flowered. It's all gone into berry now. Anyway, this is what it looks like after the flowers go. And then it comes to looking like this. And then here's one way up here where it's starting to change from the green, and then it goes into like a pinky purple color, and then when it's ripe, it's a purple. So here's like, sorry, this is like really high up. See, that's more like a pinky purple, and then there's the purpley blue. That's right, ready to go. Health benefits, it's an anti-inflammatory. We like to make a cough syrup out of it, which helps. So my sister-in-law bought some commercially and noticed that on her grandbabies that live with her, that they were not sick when they were taking their elderberry vitamins. When she stopped giving them the elderberry vitamins, they started getting sick again. Now there's 5 grandchildren all living together with her. So, you know, children, they're like little petri dishes. So, anyway, now she wants a clipping so she can grow her own elderberry and to be able to give to her grandchildren. How fast did this elderberry bush grow from that clipping, Matthew?
Oh, let me see. How long have we been here? I think it was the first year we
2000.
lived here. I made the clippings,
Yep.
started them. And I took a lot of clippings, though. This is the only one that survived to adulthood. And
2013 is when we
so
got the clipping.
It's 6 years old. I'm sure a good
Yeah.
6 years old.
And it's just growing exponentially.
Yeah, once it got started, it just took off. And actually, I've walked around out here in the perimeters, and there's a lot more starting over on this part of town. Over on the west part of town, they've got them wild. But there weren't any over here, which is why I bothered to start them. But they do make a good medicine.
Mm-hmm.
They make a good tonic. Um, it's hard to make jelly with them because they have apparently no natural pectin.
Yeah.
So it's a chore. Matter of fact, the first tonics we made were very thin jelly.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, and
Yeah, we were trying to make jelly, and it just could not thicken up for like a jam.
yeah.
and they just sat there on our shelves. Then we decided to make cough syrup.
Worked really well.
Yep. Now there's other things you can make with elderberry. A lot of people are familiar with elderberry wine. You can use that. You know, if you find yourself with no cough syrup in your house, but you've got some elderberry wine, go ahead and drink that. It'll at least make you forget about not feeling so well.
Might put a dab of honey in there to keep it on the throat.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing you can make that's real popular, especially among the plain people, elderberry pie. And it is delicious. I've made it a few times. The thing with elderberries, they're not like other berries because they're super tiny, as you can see in my hand. Look at how tiny those berries are. Oops, sorry. And inside that little berry is a seed. So, like, how many
It's smaller
elderberries?
than it looks.
How many elderberries is it going to take just to make a pie? A lot of elderberries.
Now they do tend to grow wild along creeks, and
They like water.
yeah, they like it really wet. This is a really wet spot down here.
On our property here,
Matter
this
of
is
fact,
very wet.
we've had gardens flood out several years.
Like over here
probably
where
3
this
years.
brush is, that used to be
That was a garden bed.
one of our garden beds, and it just kept getting flooded.
And on the very edge of it here, we had several grapevines. Knowing it was wet, and grapes like water, but they don't like to sit in water. They need drainage too. And after a few years, it drowned out the grapes. So we don't have much down here anymore.
Yeah.
We have a brush pile that I'll be cutting up the burnable wood here in a month or so, and everything else is. I'll have a fella with a tractor come over and just till it in, and let it become part of the soil. May put a chicken pen on top of it over the winter.
True, because they'll clean that out. Yeah. So back to the elderberries. So I see that you're picking them. Then what do you do?
Oh, well, one of the things to do, now you can go through here and take them off by hand. It's tedious, and a lot of them will break.
And you'll stain your hands red.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, you'll get purple hands.
It'll be purple.
It's like blackberry season for me though. But you can put them in the freezer, and once they're frozen, you just put them in a bucket and bang them on the side of the bucket, and they'll fall off. Mm-hmm. Now they're hard, and they'll just fall right off the stem. The stem's no good. To my knowledge, no part of the elderberry bush is good except the berries, to my knowledge. Now, I accidentally, last year, Susan was out of state and I wasn't feeling real good. I have some health issues. And I picked elderberries and I put them in a bucket, and I took them inside and I set them on top of the wood stove, which is just in front of, coincidentally, an air conditioner, a window air conditioner. And that window air conditioner blew and blew and blew and dehydrated. We've got a nice little amount of dehydrated elderberries in the bucket now. So they will dehydrate as well, apparently. But they're just wonderful little fruit. They're medicinal, they're delicious. Like Susan was saying, you can make wine out of them.
Here's one right here that might be ready.
No.
No?
No, I tucked that back up in the leaves.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. And that is one thing I try to do. Maybe that's a trick. I don't know. Is if they're not quite ready, like this one isn't quite ready. So, but it's in the leaves, and birds don't tend to bother it too much. If you stick it back up in the leaves, if you can, it does seem to keep the birds off.
Yeah, we're going to be buying a net to throw over this so that way the birds can't get at it here in about a day or two.
They are carrying off a lot of elderberries.
we got to run into town, which is about 35-40 minutes away.
Yeah.
And to get to a Lowe's, and then that way we can get a netting. Well, what about this one over here? Here's one that's...
If you like it, I'll cut it.
That one's...
Be careful for that hole. We dug up an early shoot recently, and I've left a hole I haven't gotten filled in.
Yeah. This
That
one looks like it's ready.
a friend wanted a bush, and she doesn't know it's coming, I don't think, but we've got it. It is about ready to go on the ground.
Yeah, we got a sapling for her.
Clippings do seem to be
Now-
a lot more iffy than just. That's the first time I ever dug one up.
Now, I will say this.
You want that one? No, that's mostly green.
Yeah, this one's
Mostly
mostly green up here too. Okay, so I will say this. If you order elderberry bushes from like a catalog or whatever, they're going to want to sell you two because they do need a partner. What do you call that?
Partner.
Yeah, a partner to flourish. Now,
Pollinator.
a pollinator. Thank you.
Maybe.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. This is a little early still. Anyway, but this one, because it was a clipping and we grew it, it's flourishing by itself.
Well, and like I said, we do have within bee distance, well within bee distance, we have other elderberries growing over here. This is a small little, just a wide spot in the road. But on the other side, there are some elderberries growing in the ditches and creeks and around ponds. They're just on this side of the tracks. We don't have that much.
Right.
So I'm changing that as best I can.
Yep. So the first few years we just let the birds at it because what goes in the bird also must come out of the bird. And then what happens there?
Now we've got elderberries starting. bird propagated elderberries bushes starting all over the place, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Well, that's our little bit about elderberries today. Any final note?
Final note. Be patient. Be patient. Don't get in any hurry. Not only with elderberries, but with any plant or animal. Be patient because I was really wanting to give up on this bush more than once. But as you can see, patience is its own reward.
That's right. It is huge. I don't even know how wide it is. I'd say it's about, 4 feet wide, 5 feet wide, maybe?
Now just from the edge here, where the leaves are,
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, about 3.5 to the end of the last shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm a good yard with every pace. A good yard. So
That's a
That's,
pretty big bush.
probably 9, 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
I saw something I was gonna clip. Where'd it go? There's only a few on it, but I'll take it.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's see what you got there.
Oh,
And
there's
we're
just a few.
wrapping it up.
Yeah. A little straggledy. The birds have already been on that, you can tell. But we've got some healthy birds around here. There's nothing worse than having sick wildlife living near you. I'd rather do something to help keep them healthy, because that'll help keep our animals healthy, help keep us healthy. And the birds will get in your chicken pen. I don't care what anybody says. They'll get in your chicken pen, they'll steal some feed. So your chickens are going to be susceptible to whatever the wild birds have. This helps keep them healthy. I'm good with it. I'll share it. All right, I'm done.
There's our kitty cat. I think she wants to get back in with her babies. So we better wrap
it
this up.
up. And with that, we'll do a little wrap. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here and enjoying just a little bit more of that Indian country living. Bye.